And hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Digitized Desperadoes. This week we are reviewing SpongeBob and Freaky Friday. Oh wait, shit. No, it's
Yes,
Squid Girl
sorta
and
on
Face
point, a
Off.
little.
strangely accurate.
You kinda got it.
So yes, I guess the movie is Face Off, and the show is Squid Girl.
The first season of Squid Girl, specifically, just
Yes.
the first.
Face /off.
I think it's a forward slash, but yeah, that's a really silly title.
No,
Yeah,
I
it's
love
not
it.
Face
so
Off.
good.
It's Face/Off.
Yeah,
It's very
Face.
apparent. I guess we're gonna
Face.
start. We'll jump right into the movie.
Oh,
It's very apparent in Face Off, right off the bat, all the credits are like first name, and then like the last name is in a different font. They're really trying for
God.
this.
I just have a note about the credits. There's, when Hallelujah kicks in the opening is when the musician's credit appears.
really?
That's
Like right as
really
it kicks
funny.
in, I was like, oh, that's nice. That's a nice little touch.
Oh yeah.
The
I
entire
just found
intro to
out.
this movie is amazing.
Nick
the
Cage is
intro-
immediately winning with the freaking.
intro-
He snipes the child while drinking a soda.
It's just the film opens with Nicolas
Immediately, he is
Cage
just on top.
casually drinking a soda
He is
while
the
setting up
movie.
his sniper shot on John Travolta.
And then he fucking shoots his kid. He shoots his child. He just
The entire
No, he shoots through
first-
him.
he shoots through John Travolta's chest and into the child's head.
The first 20 minutes of this movie is beautiful. It's top tier Nicolas Cage. It's so over the top action. It's beautiful.
No, I have a note of a child is shot to death within the first 3 minutes of the film. Just immediately, we are right off the
He
bat.
just
It's going crazy.
Grabs the girl's butt during Hallelujah.
Yeah,
She
man.
seemed cool with it too. She seemed in on it.
And then
I don't
just
know about
Nick
that.
Cage's face, man. He's goofing so hard in this.
I just want to
Does
say
not
while
care.
we mentioned the composer, this was John Powell's debut as composer for movies.
What else did he do?
Shrek.
Oh no!
He did How to Train Your Dragon. Those are very good. He did a bunch of other animated. He did Kung Fu Panda. He worked a
Okay.
lot with Hans Zimmer. He actually did part of Solo.
Oh shit.
Wow.
With,
So he's been a big guy for DreamWorks, obviously.
yeah, he did. He does all the How to Train Dragons, all the Kung Fu Pandas. Yeah,
And
he's
his
a big
first
dude,
credit
but
is Face.
his first
Off.
movie credit. He did some TV
Face.
stuff, but flipping
Off.
Face off.
Oh yeah, there's the whole scene towards the end, or not towards the end, when Nicolas Cage is explaining to the other thugs, he's like, "Yes, I want to take his face off," and the guy's like,
It's
"Face?"
Travolta. It's Archer as Cage, but he's super drugged out.
Okay,
And
yeah.
so-
So just so if
Yeah.
anybody doesn't know the premise of the movie, John Travolta is playing a officer looking at. I'm trying to get Nicolas Cage, who plays a like a gang member, kind of terrorist,
He's a freelance
Yeah.
terrorist.
and they switch faces.
It's basically the kind of
Oh wait, we're presuming our viewers have seen it as well?
I know,
Isn't
but
that
in
how
case
this show
somebody
works?
didn't want to sit through this, I'll give them a free pass.
it's the kind of action movie genre where the people can't do the thing, so they get scientists to invent a thing.
I really
And
think
thing
that the
solves
premise of this movie was really dumb and forced, but at the same time, it does bring in some really great moments and some actually kind of cool ideas.
The thing that is really bothersome to me is that when I watched this, I was like, okay, John Woo probably loves Nick Cage and John Travolta, and he picked those. But the script had it as Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my god!
Don't know which
Those
would have
were
been
the
a better
originals.
movie.
Oh, that sounds great.
I want
That
both
sounds
of these
just as
movies.
good.
I want
know, my
every
pro-
single movie as every single. I want one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and John Travolta.
Oh no, I have another note of just somewhere where it's we need more movies where actors have to act as each other, so like Freaky Friday,
Yes.
etc. And also we need
Um,
more movies with super prisons.
How about the Lord of the Rings, but the cut where they picked Nicolas Cage for Aragorn?
Oh no.
Holy shit.
He was an option. That almost happened.
I just love like stuff with movies where it's like, oh, originally we were gonna go with this actor, and then it's just that radically changes everything.
Wasn't it like
I love that.
for Alien, Ridley was supposed to be a guy, and then like that one actress just showed up, and the guy was just like, no, we need this is the actress. This is who we're using.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
But
Like, I'm trying to think like other just casting stuff where it's like, oh, we were originally gonna go with so and so, and then everyone's like, what?
I mean,
oh yeah, I remember. With the original Predator film, the Predator was originally gonna be played by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
what?
And then, yeah, and they had like an old weird design for it, but it's nothing like what we ended up with. But yeah, that was what it was gonna be. Was Jean-Claude Van Damme as the alien Predator?
That's
or something
really
like
weird.
that. Yeah, very weird.
Anyways,
Back
I think
to the movie.
back to Face Off.
We should get
I
back on
really,
track.
really enjoyed watching both Nicolas Cage and John Travolta pretend to be the other, pretending to be themselves,
yes.
It's so
because
good.
that is amazing. And I don't know why they seem to both play it really well. For the most part. For the most
I
part.
don't know.
For the most part.
I thought Nick Cage was like 10 out of 10. He tried really hard. He got super into it. He had so much fun with it.
Mhm.
But Travolta,
There's a few good moments of Travolta just like going full Nick Cage though.
yeah, there's a few, but overall the Travolta scenes are just boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Travolta,
Nick
Except
Cage
for-
is the movie.
There's the
Going
moment
from-
when he goes and sees his daughter, or he sees Travolta's character's
all the
daughter,
scenes
and it's
with
so
Jamie
fucking
are
weird.
great. The scene where he pulls out the switchblade
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he's just like, you take it, you stab him, and you twist it so the cut doesn't heal.
Oh my god.
Let me just say, going from Saturday Night Fever 2 weeks ago to this, I loved John Travolta for a week, and now I never want to watch another movie with him. He was really bad in this movie.
Yeah, he's not great.
It's really disappointing. I didn't expect.
I didn't pick this movie for good. I picked this for fun, wacky
Okay.
shit.
Look at the Rotten Tomatoes, though. It's like 95%. People
Wait, what?
love this movie. People
I
think
saw
whoa,
it's
whoa,
had a
whoa.
6 out of
Okay,
10
I'm
on
going.
Netflix.
I'm
though.
going right now to Rotten
think
Tomatoes. What?
it's 80% at least.
Face.
Is that user scores or
Backslash off.
critic scores?
Both
What?
are really high.
Okay.
92?
92%.
I mean-
92!
That means 9 out of 10
critic,
people
82
will
audience.
enjoy this film, which I guess.
I don't think so.
Holy shit!
I mean-
wow! That is a far better rating than I expected.
It's not that good.
It's not that great, but it's just.
I mean,
it's
I
goofy.
can admit you can have a lot of fun watching this, but
It's fun.
I feel like there's a lot of people that would watch this and just go, no.
Before we get deeper into it, I think this movie would be about that if you cut like half an hour from it.
Yes, I think it was
is
very
really
long.
It is a lot
It's-
longer than I thought.
I
it
have
was
to
gonna
say,
be.
the entire boat chase at the end was
Oh,
just
boat
not
chase is
necessary,
terrible.
and there's so much wrong with it in general.
It's so shaky cam.
Well, it's so
My
shaky,
only
Jam,
note
and a lot of
is-
shit that happens in it is so
Wait.
bullshit. The fucking stunt actors don't even look like they're who they're trying to be.
I mean, you can't really see them anyway.
Yeah, I know, except for when they go into slow motion.
No, and before that, and they have the big ass Mexican standoff where people just keep.
Oh, yeah,
showing
that
up with
fuck,
guns.
it was the most
Freaking
ridiculous
Mexican standoff. Five
the most
people.
and even the hostage gets a shot in. She like gets
Yeah.
hits somebody over the head with a chair.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
does.
the wife.
The wife Eve. Okay, I love that part.
That was a
The part
really
is
no,
stupid.
that was
I
the
always
moment where I
listen
think
to
the
those,
movie
it's like,
realized how
Biggest
stupid it
Mexican
was.
standoff ever, and then boat chase. Let's go in all caps.
The part after the boat chase was good though.
Well, yeah, my problem with the boat chase, so it's like, you got the fucking part, it's like, he's shooting everybody with the fucking MP5 in like one
Yeah.
hand, and the fucking
Yeah.
SWAT team shooting at them can't hit them.
I know.
And this fucking
Everyone has
speedboat has like a
Stormtrooper.
harpoon on it, and it's like, this boat is a speedboat. It will not have spear fishing equipment on it.
Well, one of the things that made me, like, ironically happy, like, it shouldn't have been this way, was fake Travolta shooting all the other cops.
Yeah.
They were totally on his side, but he just shot them because he was angry. Like, okay, the one scene right before the boat chase where he goes up to the two cops getting out of the car, and they're like, "We gotta go this way." He shoots them both, and I thought he was gonna take the car. He just runs away. Shoots them for no reason. They would have helped him.
God, this movie. Oh, it's so
There's like the
good.
part also in the boat chase where like they do like a super jump and they put it in slow-mo so the boat's in the air for like a good 30 seconds.
Well, I think that's just like a 90s action movie thing. Is always
No,
just
that's a John
camera
Woo
camera
thing.
cut.
It's definitely a
John
John Woo
Woo.
thing. Oh, dude,
It's
like
just a
first
John
thing
Woo thing.
Nicolas Cage does when he gets out of the airplane at the beginning is he does a fucking Max Payne like slow-mo
Yeah, he does.
dive sideways with the dual-wielded
Fucking
pistols.
two Double pistols
Do you know-
sliding through the dolphin dive thing? Yeah.
Did you count how many sideways dive slow-mos there were in this movie?
No, but it would
I
probably
remember
be
one
very.
during the church shootout
I'm-
where
I'm-
he just sort of, where I think Travolta, but he's Cage, just like does like a weird ass flip on the ground.
Oh, yeah,
and
I
just
did
shoots.
notice
And it's
that!
Like, why did
Yeah.
you do that? You had
There's
no
also
reason to
like
do that.
I'm pretty sure the amount of dive rolls is equivalent to the amount of like random people just having dual wielded guns and perfect accuracy.
It's so fucking goofy. And
Oh,
like the
man.
opening sequence with stopping the plane with a helicopter and just
That
ramming
was-
it into the
that was
that's so
hilarious.
And then Nicolas Cage is like, "What are you doing? You gotta take off the plane." He's like, "Dude, I can't."
good. And then he just shoots him.
He's like, "Fuck you."
He one-handed grabs the controls.
Isn't
And
there
then
also
he's
like a foot
shooting out
pedal?
of the plane.
Oh my god,
Oh,
this movie.
there's
This
so
movie is-
much.
There's
Oh,
so much fucking going on in it.
what a fucking movie.
Oh yeah, also I have a note, is what the fuck is with people putting their hands over other people's faces? The
it
whole
was
thing!
Only Archer.
The face touch thing.
Only Archer.
Well,
It's his whole family. His whole family
Only
does this
character.
weird, stupid
no,
face
no, no,
touch thing.
because there's also a part where I think the daughter fucking
Yeah,
puts her
yeah,
hand
she
over the
touches
little
the
kid's
young
face
kid's
at the end.
Yeah.
The whole family does this stupid thing with the face.
The
Like, can you imagine
Archer
going up to
family
your like
tradition.
brother or your sister or something and just putting your hand over their face? You're like, I'm
Rubbing
home
it.
now.
Like the whole family does
They'd
that.
be like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
It's so weird. I don't understand.
Oh my god, that's how you know. That's how you know. When fake Travolta was fake, because he wouldn't rub his hand over.
Because he didn't. He
Oh,
was,
that's what gave it away.
Yep, not the blood.
I thought it was a thing. I could have sworn, but going into this, I thought it was gonna be like, oh, she'd find out because fake Travolta doesn't have the scar.
Yeah,
That's
the
a
scar was
total
in
missed
the-
opportunity.
I could have sworn that. I could have sworn I remember that being a plot point, but I guess it
That
wasn't.
sounds
another
like it
thing.
would be.
I haven't watched it the
Another
whole way
thing-
through, but I just knew bits and pieces of it. But I could have sworn that was a thing. But it never
Um,
happened.
One thing that I really expected watching this movie was when they found out that Troy Cage, whatever, had a kid. I thought Travolta was going to end up shooting him, like accidentally.
No, he
like
fucking
the
steals the child of his own son's killer.
No, to do the parallel of like, you know,
Oh,
Troy
like,
killed,
yeah.
Troy killed his kid, so
You're
he
no
is
better
gonna
than
accidentally
me.
Kill his kid.
That's not heroic. That just makes you a child murderer.
I wanted to. No, I said accidental.
Still,
Or what if
So it's
Cage in Troy's body shoots his own kid by accident?
Then
That-
then he'd shoot himself. I don't know. He didn't seem to care about the kid very much.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, another thing. Why did Pollux get out of jail?
Oh no, that was because
He
Travolta.
got bailed out by
yeah.
fake Archer.
Yeah,
Okay, but this guy is a terrorist who has murdered people.
yeah, but
Don't you
Travolta's
just
got
get-
connections apparently.
Don't you just get a shorter sentence if you confess?
He becomes the head of the FBI at the end, doesn't he?
Not Pollux.
No, that's because he
Well,
killed the
yeah,
he
that's what I'm
kills
saying,
the head
fake
of the FBI. Therefore, he has earned the title head of the FBI. That's how
He
it works.
kills him. He kills him.
That is actually what happens.
fucking murder.
That's not how it's supposed to work, but technically it works.
Oh man.
You have earned the title of Big FBI.
Big director.
Big director.
Big director.
Oh.
Oh god.
Oh my
The
God.
doves in the church.
There's
so many doves
much
in the
going on
church.
in this film. I love
Apparently
it.
that's a John Woo thing.
Yeah, that is a
It's
John Woo
definitely
thing.
a
That's
John Woo
so
thing.
fucking dumb. Everything about this movie. Just the super prison in the middle of the ocean with a magnet.
Oh, there's also a
boots.
part where they're in the fight scene and they're fucking shooting at the mirror, and it's like, oh, it's symbolic because they're
Yes,
shooting
yeah, that's it.
themselves.
They turn around and they're just both looking at the reflection.
I mean, that was kind of cool.
Except for the fact that they,
Yes.
for some reason, could not shoot each other in that whole scene, and it's like, really? They missed all those shots?
Constantly
Yeah, also,
they miss
fucking-
each other.
I mean,
Archer
it shows
is
that
like-
they were going through the mirror, too. It's not like the mirror was blocking it.
Archer's body is like a big hulking beast. He's
Yes.
a large man.
Travolta is significantly bigger than Cage.
Oh.
Oh, what this movie is just a gift. So
I wrote down two really good quotes I liked. The drug lord guy said, "I hate cops."
Oh, yeah.
That was really
Yes.
bad. And there was the scene where Archer's assistant, fake Archer, was like, you have a call from the president on line 1, and you
And
have
he's
a call
like,
from
put
your
the
wife
president
line
on
2.
hold.
Will you tell the president to hold? I mean, he reveals later that he talked to the president afterwards, so he did actually put the president on hold. But still,
Yes. Still.
like, come on.
Oh,
Oh, it's
God.
great.
so much. There's just so much
Oh,
happening.
there's also a
in
part
this
where,
movie.
where he's like in the brain fryer, and then he's like, dude, I didn't fuck your wife, dude, I swear. And the guy just believes him. Like, why would he?
Oh yeah.
Well, no, because he got his brain. He got electric shared.
I guess.
No, it was electroshock therapy. That's different. From
You know,
the
he's like, he's basically just a crazy Hulk at that point. Like he's just mindlessly attacking people.
Oh, that's another thing I really like.
Prison is just so sudden. It just
Also,
like, hey,
how
we
the
have a super
fuck did
prison.
all of that prison fit on that oil rig? Just saying.
It's
Yeah,
underground.
it seemed pretty small.
It can't be underground if you
underground.
can see underneath the oil rig.
It's bigger on the inside.
It's a Harry Potter fucking tent.
Freaking TARDIS.
Yeah.
TARDIS, but we made it a super prison instead.
With
Oh, dang.
magneto
Oh, yeah.
shoes.
One of the things I actually kind of liked is that they made it so Archer, like, you know, the mind of Archer never killed anyone. He never actively shot to kill.
Oh yeah, I think I did notice that. He like
He
was
always
shooting at people's
disarmed
legs and
or-
stuff.
Yeah, the entire movie. I don't think he
Yeah,
killed
'cause he's a
anyone.
good cop.
intentionally.
And not a, not Cage, who's just a straight up insane terrorist
I mean,
Yeah.
murdering everyone constantly.
you're not
I
wrong.
feel like Nicolas Cage wasn't acting in this film. I think he was just being himself.
Especially the beginning. The beginning, it was just him.
It was just Nicolas
That's
Cage.
just
They
Cage.
just filmed him. He was already going to do that.
He was already going to dress up as a priest and go to the LA Convention Center.
And
And
just
just
harass
go
women.
on in the
Oh yeah, when he
convention
flipping dances to the Hallelujah.
Yes. Oh, I mean, he is the movie. He steals the movie immediately.
He's so good in it. He's so good.
This is the top of his game. Nick Cage here. Amazing.
It really is. You know, I've seen Con Air. It's a great movie, but it doesn't have crazy Cage. It has like action movie Cage. This is crazy
true
Cage.
Cage.
So,
I really need to watch Vampire's Kiss. That's true crazy Cage.
One of my favorite movies as a kid was always National Treasure, and I think it has a great mix of crazy and normal Cage.
I
Which
still haven't seen that.
it's like normal
Fucking
Cage
steals
has
the
to do
Declaration of
something crazy
Independence.
Cage would do, and I don't know, it just works.
You guys
It's like, I
know
have to steal the
that
Declaration
his
of
real name.
Independence. What?
You guys know that his real
Oh,
name
yeah.
is Nicholas Kim Coppola. He's from the Coppola family.
What?
Nick Cage is just a stage name.
Yeah, Nick Cage is totally a stage name. He's Nicholas Kim Coppola.
Weird. Also,
He is,
apparently John Travolta is with fuck. He's Scientology apparently.
Oh, he's in that shit with Cruz.
I think he is.
Do you guys know? You guys know
up.
Francis Ford Coppola, right?
Yes.
No.
He did.
Mr.
You know, The Godfather.
Oh, okay.
He is Nick Cage's uncle.
Holy shit! I didn't know they were that closely related. I thought it was like a weird cousin thing.
Family tree right now. No, he's Nicolas Cage's uncle.
Holy shit!
That's fucking weird.
It's crazy.
Why would you not go with it then? Just be like, yeah, I'm Coppola. Like, not. Why would you not want that association?
Nicolas Cage is a really good name, also.
Oh, it's a great name.
What if he was also related to David Cage?
No.
Could you imagine a David Cage game where you play as Nicolas Cage?
Oh my god.
Just replace the FBI guy from Heavy Rain with him.
Oh, I just found it. Nicolas Cage, the name, is inspired by Marvel superhero Luke Cage.
That's
oh
right.
My god.
That's kind of sad now, isn't it?
No, it's amazing.
That's great. Jesus, I forgot that.
I still don't understand Nick Cage as like a person. Like, what does he do for fun?
No.
What is he doing when he's not making a movie?
Did you guys know he bought like 3 islands and went into massive debt?
Oh yeah, I know that much.
That's why he's in all these crappy movies. He buys islands. That's what he does.
I mean, I guess if you're rich, you might as well do something weird.
But he went into debt because of it. He wasn't that rich.
Like,
how do you buy an island without having enough money for it?
I actually think he's doing pretty good now.
I think apparently he's like coming off of the whole debt thing, but still.
It's seriously been like 20 years.
Oh my god. Nick Cage.
He is an enigma.
What a man. What
an enigma. I'm sorry.
Fuck off.
No. I really respect Nick Cage. I like him a lot.
Yeah, you gotta respect the man. Even if he is sort of insane.
He can be a good actor.
Oh no, he was perfect, like perfectly cast for this film.
Oh, definitely. He was amazing.
I think the problem with is John Travolta wasn't like
if it was the original plan of Stallone and Schwarzenegger, who would have been who?
That's Archer and Castor, respectively.
Okay, so
yeah, I can see Stallone.
Stallone
doesn't seem like a crazy bad guy.
Schwarzenegger is a crazy. I can't imagine Schwarzenegger is like a crazy evil character. He's always the good guy.
Stallone would have been a better Archer, but
yeah, but Schwarzenegger.
I just don't know if Stallone could have done Cage.
Yeah,
and I want to see that. I want to see him try though.
I want to see remake Face Off, but Nick Cage is still there. It's just.
I want to see Stallone doing. I want to see like all these situations. I want to see Stallone doing Arnold. Arnold doing Cage. I want to see all of like every single possible combination for this film.
Oh my god, Cage doing Stallone. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Stallone doing Cage. Oh my god, there's so many good possibilities.
Now.
Oh.
Wait, what if you had the same movie but Nicolas Cage was already? What if it was Nicolas Cage was Archer?
Nick Cage as the straight man would be great.
Nicolas Cage as Nicolas Cage. Both characters are Nicolas Cage.
Oh my god. Double Cage.
It would be called Caged.
Caged.
It's a cage match.
Cage match. Yeah, that's what you call it.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is a rabbit hole.
Just keep adding more actors in and just getting more and more ridiculous combinations.
Subtract more and more actors and replace them with Cage.
Until just Cage is every character in the film.
I'd watch a movie that's entirely casted by Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
But he's in like heavy makeup, so it's like almost convincing.
But not really.
But not like really at all.
Oh my god, this movie. What he steals the son of his child murderer. Why? He adopts the son. Like what a
You gotta give him a second chance at life.
But based on what the mom says, Nick Cage didn't really care about that son. He didn't even know it was his son.
Yeah, but even so, it's just like, come on, really? Like, now you're going to be reminded of him all the time
But he
because you
looks
took his
just
son.
like Michael.
How do you explain this all to him when he grows up? Or do you even try?
Hey, I crucified your dad with a flippin' whaling hook.
Oh god, I never noticed that symbolism. He does, like, have him in the...
Oh yeah!
He does have him in the pose.
And he did the pose like a minute ago in the church scene.
Yeah, that was
He
great.
does it in the church, and then he dies in the pose. Oh my god, I never noticed that.
Oh,
It's
God.
religion.
Religious symbolism.
John
Also,
Woo,
if we want to
what
go
you
for
doing?
mythology, you guys know what Castor and Pollux are, right?
I
Fuck.
don't know. Isn't it like a Roman thing?
They're the Gemini twins,
Oh, okay.
Oh, oh.
which I think that's really clever.
And their last name is Troy, as in the city of Troy. I bet.
Well,
That's what it's going for.
What? And also he was an
Gemini is-
archer. Or
Gemini
wait, no,
is
never mind.
Yeah.
This movie is insane, and there's a lot to it.
Is there anything else to say? Because that's pretty much everything I wanted to say.
He wants to take his face off.
That's enough drugs for this guy.
Face off.
Face.
Like, they just keep saying it, and you're like, oh yeah, face off.
He said it! He said it! It's the name of the
They did it
movie!
3 fucking times. They say it 3 times.
Face
Face off.
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 Oh.
What if I'm fucked up and it's just like, face on?
They should have
Head
said
on
that
the
at the
side of
end.
the forehead.
Travolta should have said that when he got his face back.
He's just like, he opens the door and she's like, oh, you're back. And he's just like, face on. And he puts on sunglasses.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to credits.
Roll credits.
Oh
That
my
was-
god.
Okay. That's my general opinion of this movie. It should have been a little bit stupider.
I think
Crank it
so.
up a couple notches.
A
Cut
little
out,
bit
like,
dumber and a little bit shorter.
Cut out like 20, 30 minutes, make it a little bit dumber. You're good. It's a good movie. But
'Cause, yeah,
as it is now,
I wasn't expecting it to be 2 hours. It's pretty long.
it's
Yeah.
too long.
But,
So, yeah, I think overall, for my final rating, I give this, for what it was intended to be, a 5 out of 10. Terrible. But for how much I enjoyed it, 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
give
it more than it was probably deserved.
I give it like I enjoyed like the first half an hour. I enjoyed a little bit in the middle where Cage is just going full Cage. But the rest of it is just, I was like getting on my phone. I was bored.
Oh,
So I give it like a 6 out of 10. It's not great.
It probably deserves that, but I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 because I enjoyed it that
The
much.
shootouts are really good.
Yes, they
But there's
are.
Not enough. There's not enough of them.
Yeah.
There's what?
I think I'll go with 7.5.
Wow.
Just
That's really high.
it's so damn funny and goofy.
Mitch,
and
you do
wacky.
realize you gave Pacific Rim an 8, right?
Okay, maybe I'll never mind. I'll crank it down to 7.
I would
Fine.
give it a 7. That's too high for me.
But it's just so goofy and silly, and everyone is having a good time. You can tell they're just having fun with this. It's so
Did this
out there.
movie like make a lot of money?
It did, yeah. It did really well.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
wait,
if I
okay. Its
remember
budget was
correctly,
80
look,
million, and box office was 245 million.
It tripled.
And you have to remember, this is like the 90s,
Jesus
so it's not
Christ.
like everything's making $1 billion. At least not until Titanic comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, this was 97.
So yeah, it's the past where things didn't have to make $1 billion to actually be a success. Batman versus Superman. I'm looking at you. Like literally, they had to make $1 billion, which they didn't, or else they were like basically kind of losing money because they had spent so much on it.
Wasn't Suicide Squad one of the best box office movies of when the year
Wait,
released?
give me a side. Give me a side.
What are we, some kind of Suicide Squad?
It made $746 million.
I can hear the pain in your voice.
I can't
And
tell.
it had a
Clenching
budget of
your teeth.
175.
That's
You are
not amazing. That's good.
God.
For reference, Wonder Woman did 821, and Justice League did 657.
Justice League did worse than Suicide Squad. What the fuck?
I mean, Suicide Squad has the guy who can climb anything, and that's all you need for a good movie.
Yeah.
What, we some kind of Suicide Squad?
This movie won an Oscar. I mean, it was I know it was for makeup and all, but still.
I mean,
there were other movies that could have used that Oscar.
Nicolas Cage won an Oscar for Best Actor, I believe.
I know. Apparently, Face Off won an award for Best Sound Editing.
It didn't win. It was nominated for Oscar for sound effects editing.
Wait, Nick Cage.
How?
When? Give me a sec here. I'm gonna.
Nick Cage
he has a star on the Walk of Fame.
I mean, so does Donald Trump.
True. Godzilla has a star on the Walk of Fame.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Not the guy that played Godzilla?
No, the character of Godzilla.
Wow.
No, yeah, Nick Cage has won Best Actor for Leaving Las Vegas.
Weird.
2 years before Face Off.
He won. He was a Best Actor winner, and then he made this.
And that movie did terrible. It did not do good. Lower budget though.
Oh my god.
I've never heard of this movie. I don't think.
That's weird. This movie is weird.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about Squid Girl now?
Yes, I think it's about that time.
Segue to the Squid.
I don't know how to get off of Face Off. That's the problem.
You're a squid now.
We're taking the face off. Anyway, what about Squid Girl? What did you guys think?
I thought it was good after the second half.
Yeah.
I fucking hated the first half of this.
Really?
I thought it was so slow. I don't know why. I couldn't get into it.
I watched the first episode beforehand to test it to see, because I watched the first 2 episodes a long time ago, like 4 years ago, and I was like, this is all right, but I never finished it. So before I recommended this, I watched the first episode, and I was like, let's see if this is worth recommending, if it's actually any good at all, because I don't want to recommend something we will all hate. And I was like, this is like, 5 out of 10. This isn't great.
I thought seriously, I really hated the first 5 episodes.
Wow.
That's
strong. I thought episode 4 was when it was beautiful.
Which one was episode 4?
I wrote it down.
Was that the ghost one?
No, that was 3. Episode 4 was the episode.
Oh, is that the school one? I liked that one. That was the first one where I'm like, okay, maybe I'll start paying attention more.
The note I wrote down is that episode 4 had the one where she tells everyone she likes shrimp a lot, and the girl Sanae
character development
as a shrimp.
That one.
I was dying laughing. It was so good. Everything with that girl Sanae was beautiful. I love everything.
I have for the school episode that the school principal almost fucking dies.
Yeah,
he's definitely allergic to shrimp.
He attempts murder. Like, this is our protagonist.
And he's like, I don't even know what to do about this.
Oy.
But yeah, Mitch, what did you think?
Overall, I liked it. It was good. It was alright.
I'm the only one who loved it. I guess that's good because I recommended it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really a fan of the genre. I'm not a fan of the genre, so there's only so much that I can enjoy out of it. But I think this is a better one of its genre.
What do you mean of its genre? Just comedy?
What genre
slice of life that goes nowhere.
I don't know. I overanalyze stuff. You know this.
Yes.
And my overanalysis of this is that, and I could argue this. I know you guys won't argue against it, but I could like debate that this show could be about a hyper imaginative young girl who is bored and lonely over the summer and is just making up her own person she wants to be, and that's Squid Girl.
No, I hate that.
Stop it.
I think
if you're talking about the fucking fake out at the end.
Well, that's something that supports it because
I
Squid
know,
Girl goes
and
away
fuck that.
when it's not summer. That was kind of stupid. I agree, but I think the theory holds up if you think about it a lot. Because like
it does hold up, but I hate it. I wish it was about a squid that pretended it was on land.
That no. I hate that. So there you go.
Okay, wait, no. So like, if the fake out actually was true, I had in my notes somewhere that I would, if I would change the ending, I would have made it so that Squid Girl goes back to the ocean and goes full squid instead of full human, and then the researchers make a submarine and then they do marine biology and fix pollution.
But they're not marine biologists.
Yeah, but they fucking cured cancer
really
by
like
accident,
assholes.
apparently.
They solved cancer. They just like aliens.
So I'm pretty sure they'd figured it out.
Yeah, the ending was dumb, but I knew there was a second season, so I was like, I'm just waiting for it to, twist.
Yeah.
I think they did it well, though.
I thought
really
the twist was going to be that the girl that she was talking to used to be a squid girl.
That's probably the second season thing.
I'm betting. That's what I was thinking too.
She's like, you're not alone up here.
Animal,
She has a jellyfish hat. So I thought she was
that's true.
One thing that this is my genre. This is my expertise, and it's not your guys'.
Not at
Yeah,
all.
that is true.
And one thing I was worried about is that I thought it would be too moe for any human, because if you watch like flippin' Lucky Star, it's just cute girls doing cute things. I hate that phrase. It's never a good sign.
But that's what it is.
But I think this show does a really good job of really like toning that down. There's a couple scenes where you're just like, oh yeah, they're just doing that to make Squid Girl look really cute. But most of the time, they're just kind of like people doing people things.
Yeah, and they're trying to make it into like. I think it was more trying to be a comedy than anything.
Yeah, I really respect how they show the two sisters, Eiko and Chizuru, because they're not wearing revealing outfits. They're literally wearing t-shirts and jeans the entire show.
Except I hated Chizuru.
I love Chizuru.
No, I like fucking hate her.
I think she is an incredible character. She's probably my favorite character.
I fucking hate her. I don't know why. I just have this. I hate.
I think the reason I like her is because she's low-key like a sadist dom, and that's just so good. It's such a good thing.
No, I like it like she's just normally the calm one, but she's also like the most powerful of any of the characters.
I just kind of saw her as fun police all the time. Whenever things were getting interesting, she's like, no, stop. And I'm like, what?
She does no stop literally twice.
And she like fucking stops the whole like show. There's like the part in the No Mask Rider episode where she like she fixes everything. I'm like, no, I want to see this train wreck to the end.
Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I don't agree with it, but I can.
I mean, I like it in the final episode where all of the previous characters come back. I always love that with shows where. Like,
oh yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Sort of stuff where it's like unconnected stories, and then it's like everyone's back now for the big finale. With the volleyball.
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. They're all here.
Yeah.
Everyone is here.
That's one thing weirdly good about the show, were the sports segments.
Are some
the
of the
show
best
is
ones,
overpowered. There was two sports.
Really good.
There was like, two sports shows or episodes.
You have to understand, having a baseball episode is completely necessary.
Oh no, yeah.
It's in Fooly Cooly, it's in Saiki Kusuo, it's in Haruhi. It's terrible in Haruhi.
There was one in Samurai Champloo where everybody dies. I highly recommend.
There's a baseball episode?
Yes, there's a baseball episode, and then everybody dies, and then the next episode they pretend it never happened.
That's great. They're just like, that was non-canon.
Yeah.
That wasn't canon, it didn't happen.
That's a Watanabe thing. He does that in Space Dandy all the time. And Cowboy Bebop, now that I think about it.
Bebop has non-canon stuff.
Well, yeah, it's flipping Bebop. It's episodic.
True.
Oh man, well, if flipping baseball episodes, it made a good one. That doesn't usually happen.
Yes.
I do like how Squid Girl is simultaneously, like, at times really smart and other times just a complete idiot.
Okay, speaking of
she understands
Squid Girl,
Photoshop, but the next the episode before it or after it, she doesn't know what a dog is.
Speaking of Squidward's knowledge, we have some squid facts I have taken notes of and done too much research on. According to an article on Seeker, apparently young cuttlefish, which are close relatives to squids because they're both cephalopods, they can distinguish number differences above the ratio of 1.25, which is really actually telling because the average lifespan of a cuttlefish or any squid is about 1 or 2 years. So that means if a squid were to live, like, I don't know, 11 years, 12 years, however old Squid Girl is, that means they would be, like, extremely, like, smart by that point. So therefore, she could probably actually take over the world by that.
To get smart enough to be, like, on a human level.
What are you talking about? Squid Girl is 400 years old. She's totally legal.
No, I thought the thing said they live up to 100 and
it's
something
established
years.
she doesn't know. She has no idea how old she is.
I was making a joke about, like, flipping Kana from Maid Dragon.
Yeah, fucking... Oh, no, she's 3,000.
Oh, God, don't even get me started on that shit. That show's good, actually. Oh, yeah, Max, this is a specific question for you. Did you watch an episode of The Sub like I told you to?
I heard... Okay, so you told me to watch that because they have different title cards?
No.
Or make different puns or something?
I was more talking about Squid Girl's dialogue.
Okay, what about it? I did not.
Because I watched an episode. I watched the last episode of the dub for fun afterwards, last night actually, and in the dub, she just makes fish puns all the time.
Yes,
and
every single fucking episode.
It makes for a really weak ending because when she's trying to be a real girl, because she's just not making squid puns.
Yes.
But in the Japanese...
Oh yeah, I also watched the sub, so I think I caught this too.
She ends all of her sentences with degeso or ika, which I'm pretty sure both mean squid.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
She says, like, you know, at the end of all her sentences.
Yeah.
In that one.
Which
when she's
just
normal.
doesn't work.
It was getting really annoying, and I was glad they stopped that.
It made episode 12 really interesting because she tacked on, instead of degeso, she tacked on dawa, which is just the generic female. They're like, okay, great segue, great example here. You know how Jotaro from JoJo says yare yare daze?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, daze doesn't mean anything. It's just a masculine sentence ender. So when Jolene says yare yare, she doesn't end it with daze because she's a female. She ends it with dawa.
Oh my god.
So there you go.
That's weird.
You learned a thing.
Yay.
What do I do with this knowledge?
Absolutely nothing. Because the reasonable way to say it is just yare yare.
Well, I have some notes on the Squid Girl.
Go for it.
One thing I really liked was like how fluid the animation was at times.
The animation is really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
This is like 2010, and it's not what I was expecting of this. I
looked up some reviews on, My Anime List, the most reputable source, and they were saying like, 6 out of 10, the flipping animation isn't good at all. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Did we watch the same show?
It looks nice a lot.
It's really
very
good.
Often. Especially when it's like Squid Girl's tentacles moving or something.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Most of the like action scenes, like anything with Chizuru, is really well animated for no reason.
What else do I got here? I like the extra touches during a lot her the credit sequences.
Oh yeah, I did notice that. Like the fucking Johnny
Depp
toys.
The mascot heads are beside her.
Yeah.
There's like a squid. There's like a little tiny squid girls, I think, that walk along the beach at one point, and then that's in one of them, and then in another one there's the Johnny and Depp like toys walking along the beach. Also, there's a toy named Johnny Depp.
Oh my god! When I saw that, I was just like, oh my fucking.
Johnny is the girl.
Yes, Johnny is the girl.
I actually loved that segment. It was really funny.
What a fucking creepy toy, by the way. They just say goodnight to each other and they face like each other.
Furbies are, in hindsight, terrifying.
Oh yeah, Furbies.
Furbies are monstrosities.
Just those any toy that has like speech with a low battery is terrifying.
Yeah, you're right. Flippin' Tickle Me Elmo. Have you seen the Tickle Me Elmo without the outside?
Oh yeah.
I've seen. There's like this weird ET toy that on an Ashen's video where he took the face off of it and you saw its insides and it was fucking screaming. It was amazing and terrifying.
Oh my god, that sounds horrific, horrible. I also liked episode 5, the sequence where Eiko has to take care of like the mini Squid Girl, but it's all just a dream.
You know, I'm convinced that was a dig at flipping Up.
I kind of see it.
I am convinced that this was a year after Up, and Up would have been really popular then, especially in Japan, because you know.
Oh my god, you're right.
So I'm pretty sure that was.
Oh god, you might have a point.
That's weird.
I saw that.
You might have just done something.
I saw that on a comment somewhere. That's not my idea, but I agree with it. It really looked. If you think about it, like the scene at the end where she dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was like, well, Squid Girl can't die because she'll live for like 100 years or so.
It was 150 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means by that point, if her intelligence would keep increasing, she could actually take over the world.
But it was the mini squid, so she was stupid. She was a pet.
Okay, sure.
And the mini squid isn't real because it's from a dream.
Yeah, sure.
And also it was Sanae's dream and not Eiko's for some reason.
And also later Sanae's like hallucinations.
Oh yeah.
When she's going through withdrawal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that was a great segment.
Wait, is that the one where she gets sick?
No, it's
wait, you're talking about when she's not allowed to be with her for a week or
she
so.
starts losing
herself.
Yeah.
She burns all of the clothes and she starts hallucinating.
The fucking train turns into Squid Girl's face.
Yeah. Oh my god, she's training under a waterfall.
It's a weird ass sequence.
I mean, it's supposed to be like a flippin' shonen training sequence.
Yeah.
A Buddhist monk.
Yeah.
Let's look at some of my other notes.
There's also the episode where she's like sick for a while.
Yeah.
And she says she has like this fucking vague ass disease called wait, hold on. Gesonin Morunbangu, which is not real. I googled it. I looked at the subtitles, typed that word like letter for letter, which is really fucking long and it doesn't exist. The only references to it were like forums about Squid Girl.
I'm glad you discovered this.
But so I was thinking about this. I'm like, okay, well, why was she actually sick if it was a real disease? And so I found that it was probably some parasitic nematodes.
Yeah.
Feeding on
sense.
like whatever she's eating. Also, they said that she had a temperature of 103 degrees Fahrenheit, which would be bad for a human, but if she's squid, she doesn't have real blood. She has this thing called hemolymph, which is like not blood. It doesn't have oxygen in it.
My blood is not blood.
It's blue.
Well, yeah, but she's also a squid girl, so you don't know.
I don't know. I mean, she is a
Half
vertebrate
squid,
at that
half
point
girl.
because she has bones, I guess.
She is a squid and a kid.
A squid kid, if you will.
Let me just say, flippin' Splatoon is obviously inspired by.
Oh yeah, big
Well,
time.
apparently the whole squid thing was just by the design of the characters that they made, because they made Splatoon. They just had this idea of shooting, like painting the walls.
Yeah.
And then they had rabbits for the characters because they needed something to indicate their direction as they were going. So they had the rabbit ears, like doing that. And then people were like,
that makes no sense.
I think like Miyamoto or somebody was like, why are they rabbits? And they're just like, I don't know. And then somebody was just like, wait, squids have ink. That would make a lot of sense.
Do you guys know the lore of Splatoon?
Oh,
There is a
Splatoon
lot
has
of
big
lore.
Big lore.
There was a great war.
Is all the humans died because of flippin' pollution.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on.
No, yeah,
Splatoon is a sequel to Squid Girl.
Yep. The squids took over. No,
because if the humans died of pollution, which Squid Girl was fighting.
The end of Squid Girl is Squid Girl realizes like, oh, I just like living here on the surface with people.
Well, the first episode of the second season is her restarting her invasion. So.
It's all on. Any progress is completely undone.
It's a flippin' slice of life comedy. What do you expect?
True.
I think it should turn into a full shonen or like full like warfare thing, and then it turns into Splatoon the anime.
The manga did actually end a couple of years ago, so it does have a definite ending right now.
Until they reboot it.
They don't do that with manga. That doesn't
I guess
happen.
that's true.
I hope they do another anime season.
You either end or you're One Piece and Berserk and you go forever.
Okay, but those are like intentional forever.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Well,
like
no, I think I saw a
Boruto
thing that
forever.
said like Oda was like, oh no, One Piece is like 80% done now.
Well, I think at around 700 chapters, he said it was halfway done.
I think
I
it's a
saw
super
recently,
task
like-
of some sort in which like 80% of the work goes into like 20% of the results, and then 20% of the work goes into 80% of the results. So no matter what, it's never getting finished. It's just going to keep on going, and he's just going to say that he's closer and closer to the end each time. So it'd be like 8 months down, he's like, I'm
Illusion of
99% done. And then later on, he's going to be like, I'm 99.5% done.
I mean, the thing with Oda is that he has announced from like chapter 200 that he has the whole ending mapped out.
Sure.
That he has the entire series and its conclusion planned. But
Sure thing, George Lucas.
I believe him because he's flipping Oda. He does what he wants.
He somehow pumps them out week after week, whereas other guys just like take infinitely long hiatuses. He's like just doing it.
I mean, Araki like personally stated like, "Hey, weekly sucks. I'm not doing that anymore."
And he's right.
And
Welcome to
for
the
better
manga
reasons.
cast all of a sudden.
What?
Okay,
Now we're doing this.
here's
I
my
just
last.
love how we get off topic. It's so nice.
That's the
It's, like,
point of
so
the podcast.
fast.
We just talk about things. It's the fun.
We just talk.
Anyway, I have 2 more notes. So the flippin' makeup segment, I liked most of the segments of the show. There were only a few where I'm like, eh. But the makeup segment is one of my favorites. Partially because when they're looking at the people in the shop that have makeup on, the first one is just like, oh, it's just some
this
girls
person's just wearing makeup.
And the
And
second
this
one
dude's
is
doing
like,
like Final Fantasy cosplay.
Yeah.
no, the second one was flipping like Revolutionary Girl Utena cosplay.
And there was like fucking I forgot the name with
The
the
third
white.
one was Gyaru stuff.
Yeah.
And the fourth one was just straight up like Final Fantasy, like edgelord cosplay.
Yeah.
So good. And they're just like, these characters never appear again. It is entirely for this gag.
Oh my god.
It's just so out of place, though. I found it weird, but it was also kind of warranted.
I mean, it's a gag anime. The whole point
Yeah.
of these anime is to
It's all about
create
jokes.
ridiculous situations and have a straight man, which is usually Eiko, comment on them.
So you said you didn't like some of the segments, like what?
The beginning, the first like 2 episodes, I could really
Yeah.
throw out most of those.
I don't even remember what happens in the first episode, other than that she
Me
comes
neither.
in.
Me neither. Those are just weak.
I think a lot of,
arrives and then everyone just immediately no-sells her as a threat to the world.
I think
I
a lot
don't
of the
like
too
Like,
much.
oh, whatever. You suck.
A lot of my problem with the first episodes was it was too much of a literal interpretation of the story of fish out of water. And
Yeah.
she's like, what does that mean? What does humans do? It's like, oh, shut up.
No, she knows about Photoshop, but the episode before she doesn't know what dogs are, and then there's like more of it where she just doesn't know what this means. But it's like, how did you not know when you knew what this is?
Ugh.
I think
She's good at math, but she doesn't know what a 3D TV is.
I think one of
She
the
immediately
problems.
picks up video games really well.
Okay, but they explain
So
the math.
weird. So-
I feel one of my problems with like, okay, ensemble comedies or ensemble shows in general, they have a lot of problems introducing characters. Like if you look at Sanae's introduction, where she's like, she's a friend of Eiko's and has a dog, and she also thinks Squid Girl is cute. But then you go to the later ones where she's literally just like hitting on her, and it's such a night and day difference. And
They're
I
like,
think,
we don't know how to say that this character exists, but we have to do it somehow.
yeah, they can't just have characters show up and start doing weird things. They have to have their own arc, and it never works. It's never
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Like the American alien girl, her introduction is terrible, but every arc after it's just.
Oh, I
you
love
know
the whole
what's
thing with
gonna
the
happen, so
3
it's really-
All
MIT
those guys,
graduates.
they're great.
Oh yeah, those dudes.
Fucking 3 idiots. They're the best.
I want an entire show about that.
Oh, I don't. That would get really boring.
No, just like a 6-episode OVA. I think it could work.
Yeah, that could be
Yeah.
good. Them like curing cancer, but then saying, no need.
Yeah,
We just need aliens.
We're looking for aliens, man.
it could work.
We figured out how to like make everyone learn every language, but now we gotta find those aliens.
What was that fucking the intro to Saints Row 4 where it's like, do you want to end world hunger or do you want to cure cancer? We figured out both, but we can only fund one of them.
Yeah. That was one of the options at the beginning of that amazing game. The game sucks. Pretty bad.
What?
The game's terrible.
I only played Saints Row 3.
Yeah, 3's awesome. I love
I
3.
heard mixed opinions about 4 because I heard my friend really liked
4
it, so I don't know.
4 was
4's
supposed to be DLC, wasn't it?
4 was originally a $20 like spin-off expansion pack for 3, but the company THQ went bankrupt.
Like, you know,
Yeah, remember how THQ died?
So they sold it to Deep Silver, which is known for those amazing games known as Dead Island,
Oof.
yeah.
which are terrible. Don't
Wasn't
look
it like
into
Dead
what
Island,
people
like weird? There's like a spin-off Dead Island, like
Riptide. Dead Island Riptide.
Yeah, it's like-
No, let me explain. They did Dead Island 1, Dead Island 2, and Dead Island Riptide. Those are all the same style. They did a Dead Island MOBA. They did a Dead Island like 2D demake. Those are all the Dead Island games.
What?
I think that's the one I heard of, the 2D
Those all
remake.
exist, and they're all terrible.
I think
I
Dead
heard
Island
Riptide
1 was
At
the
least
peak.
Dying Light's okay. I don't know. I haven't played it, but people seem to like it.
What? Which one?
Dead Island 1 is
Dying
terrible.
Light.
I think Dead Island
Basically
1
just
is like
Dead Island.
an okay
in the city.
slow game, but there's much better things you could do with your time.
It's basically Borderlands for poor people.
Borderlands for people that like zombies. Because
I mean-
every game was about zombies in that era.
Borderlands 1 has a
We're
zombie
still not
Nazi.
entirely out of it now that Days Gone and stuff exists. We're
I
not
think
really
we
out of
finally
the
just
zombie thing.
solidified zombies as genre and not as the main idea for games.
I don't think zombies are a thing anymore.
Are you sure?
I
I
guess
mean,
no.
Last
We
of
got a
Us,
few
Days
stragglers.
Gone, and Last of Us 2 are coming out. There's still some
P-
zombie.
PvE flipping Fortnite.
No, that's the new thing. I think it's just
Battle
zombies
Royale
aren't the
is
big
where
fad
it's at
anymore, which
now,
I'm
man.
glad of. God,
Metal Gear Survive.
shut up! No. Shut your whore mouth.
Bonk. Bonk. Bonk.
Bonk is a good game.
No, not the game Bonk. The flipping Metal Gear Survive hitting
Oh
animation.
yeah.
Um,
when your hitting sound effect is the name of a better game.
Oh wait, Max, did you see the thing where it's like apparently Metal Gear 5 Solid 5 got updated where you can play as Quiet now?
What? Okay.
Yeah, and
Is that
everyone's
like a
like, what the
mod?
hell, it's 2018, why is Konami still making stuff?
I don't know. I mean, they've been doing
thought it
stuff
was
to Metal
over.
Gear Online, which, like, Metal Gear 5 Online, it's just full of hackers, and they've never done anything about the hackers.
Stealth
They've
is a
just
vital
added
part
more
of
shit to it.
Metal Gear Online for all players.
I honestly, at this point, wouldn't be surprised if they added a fucking, like, Battle Royale mode to Metal Gear Online.
To,
It just seems like the natural
what little player
progression.
base there is.
They add a digital pachinko game.
They would.
I'm really surprised there's no loot boxes in fucking Metal Gear 5 Online.
You know what? Yeah, that is surprising.
I feel like it's just because everybody at Konami is so old they haven't heard of it yet.
In the game, gotcha game.
The Yakuza has taken over Konami.
It's true. I mean, I went to
Yeah.
fucking Las Vegas, and the first thing I saw when I landed was fucking Konami headquarters. So it's literally just gambling at this point.
Yeah, the Yakuza owns all the pachinko parlors. That's what happened.
Isn't like the Yakuza tied to Sega too?
Probably, but
Yakuza's-
Sega makes the Yakuza games.
That's true.
Yes, and that's part of why it's great.
Oh my god.
Do you think there's like any guy in the Yakuza like actually in the Yakuza just looking at Sega making a Yakuza game and he's like, no, you got to do it this way. This is how it
I
actually
think I
is.
saw a thing once where it's like they had some Yakuza like and had them play and like look at like a Yakuza 4 or something and like talk about it. And they're like talking shit about the main character's like shitty clothing because it's not really stylish at all. Because he just wears like a plain white coat with like a red shirt. And they're
They
just
had
like,
the anime.
this sucks.
They had an
Or
anime
before.
last season called Hinamatsuri that the original manga had a bunch of Yakuza stuff in it, and when they adapted the anime, they took most of it out for censorship. because then the production company would have been targeted by the Yakuza.
That's fucking weird.
That's just like hearsay, but like I believe it.
That's like basically the. It's a good thing we don't have the mafia as much anymore here. Like, holy
That
shit.
you know of.
True.
The flippin' Scientologist, that's probably them.
Oh.
Scientology is the mafia.
Might as well be.
And it comes all back because John Travolta is in the or in the fucking Scientology.
Wait, is he?
Yeah.
Is he really?
I think he's not as prevalent as Tom Cruise. I think he's fought them more than Tom Cruise has.
Yeah, the only big name I know is Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look.
Yeah, it's fucking John Travolta's was at least something to do with this
How did we
Scientology.
get back here? We were here
Yeah,
at
we got
Scientology like
We
an
did it.
hour ago, and now we're back. How did we do this?
We did it. We went full circle.
You did it. You broke down comedy to its bare essentials.
Oh,
Words, punchline.
okay. I think he left.
Oh, he did? He actually somehow successfully
free.
left?
I think no. It looks
Is he
like
not
he
free?
really, really, really wants to leave, but he can't.
I mean, nobody wants to be in Scientology
Okay,
once they
but, like,
realize
he
what's
has-
going on.
It's a
he has
scam.
spoken against them,
Good.
but he is still in them. Okay.
You can't escape.
It's fucking terrible.
God, all the movies I like are being ruined.
Yeah, no. Scientology ruins everything.
Well, it's also like flipping. Almost every Quentin Tarantino movie has something bad about it now.
Tarantino's
Like-
blatant foot fetish.
Let me know.
Oh, no.
That's consensual. Let me name 3 things. One,
Are you sure?
his first 6 movies were all produced by the Weinstein Company.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, no.
He's really tied in with those guys.
Uma Thurman actively, like, publicly denounced Tarantino. Like, there were no allegations, but she said he was a jerk and not a good person to
Didn't
win.
he almost die on set in like a stunt or something?
Doesn't
I
mean
don't
you're a
think
good
so.
person.
With a car crash or some shit like that?
I think you're thinking of someone else.
I guess I am. I don't know.
That might be true, but not in a Travolta movie. Not flipping Tarantino movie.
It's all getting mixed up.
I'm looking at John Travolta right now.
Your face has been off.
John Tarantino.
No, my face. Okay, one last thing before we go to ratings for Squid Girl, because we haven't done that yet. Because this is a Moe show that we watched, what's your guys' favorite character? Because you have to have one.
I like Squid Girl. I mean, I can't. It just is.
You know what? Can't fault you. She's cute.
I like marine biology.
Okay, Joe.
I think I'm gonna. I think I go with Squid Girl too. She's just.
No, that
she's-
one's mine. You can't. You gotta choose a different one. One of us has
No,
gotta change.
We're not allowed to do that.
You guys can't have the same waifu. It doesn't work that way.
Okay, I'm.
I don't know. Are squids polygamous?
I don't.
Huh?
What, polygamous?
Hey, Mr. Squid Fact Man. Do you have any fucking?
Give me a sec. Give me a sec. How do I Google
Squid
that?
marriage.
Squid
Google search.
marriage.
Squid sexuality.
That's probably a real
let's
thing.
see. Apparently, this has nothing to do with actual squid biology. What the fuck?
What if you
Interesting.
don't like-
Okay, I'll just read this headline. Interesting wedding customs from around the world. The Korean squid face mask.
Okay, let's move on. My favorite
Yeah,
character is
anyways.
Chizuru.
I think you've both taken my choices.
Chizuru is she's just straight up a dom. I love her.
Cause like you saying I can't pick Squid Girl or Cheezer now, so like I got nothing.
We can share a waifu. I'm fine with that. I have Poppy already.
Then I guess I go with Cheezer too, cause she's the best. She's just so
She's
fun.
great.
Cause it's just like she at any moment she can just like destroy everybody.
Well,
If I had to
if I could,
He's just
I could
holding
also
back.
open the spot for Squid Girl because number 2 place would be scientist.
No, number 2 is definitely Squid Girl's best friend. She's really cute and nice, and she's in
Oh, yeah.
episodes.
From the baseball, she's good too. Yeah.
She's great. I loved my favorite ending visuals was them holding hands. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
so cute.
So I guess
Right.
ratings.
I rate this an 8.5 out of 10. I love it. I'm gonna watch the second season.
All right, I gave it a 7 out of 10. I was gonna bring it down all the way to a 5 if that ending was
Jesus.
not a fake out.
that ending was
Like that ending would have
Yeah.
really like pissed me off.
Yeah.
But
That's
no, I think 7 out of 10. It actually held my attention.
7.5.
All right.
Yay.
So okay, it's
Time for
showdown.
the
I was in
standoff.
Face Off. Goddamn it!
Face Off. Well, there was a standoff in Face Off.
There was a Mexican standoff, except it was 5 people.
There was way too many people.
And
It was great.
And the
showing
fucking
up
part where
and,
it's like zoomed in on all their faces.
Yeah,
It fucking
like,
zooms in on
multiple
Nicolas Cage's
guns.
eyes.
Okay, showdown. That's what it's fucking called.
Yeah, sure.
I got
Showdown.
nothing. You two go off. Do your shit.
All right, I guess movie first.
I am the movie. I'm gonna pick this. It's real. It's not well known. Real obscure.
Great.
Will I be able to find it on a Netflix?
No, but that's probably because Disney has the rights.
Ooh.
It is Only Yesterday by Studio Ghibli, the one
Hey.
Studio Ghibli movie basically no one has heard of.
Okay.
It is by late director Isao Takahata. He died in April. Rest in peace. He also did Grave of the Fireflies, which, people know that one.
Huh.
I've heard it's good. I'm excited to watch it. I've never seen it.
Okay.
Oh,
so
yeah. Okay, my pick.
And-
Because you chose the cute girl anime, I must choose mine. So we're doing Girls in Panzer.
Oh no!
Except this one is a
yeah.
cute girl anime, but that's really just a disguise because it's actually about real tank fighting.
Oh no!
So the premise is this
So it's
girl
kinda
goes to a
cold,
school
basically.
and they are doing a sport called Tank Kwando,
Oh no!
or I think they call it
God.
something else in the sub or in the dub,
Ah.
but it's amazing. Tank fighting is a sport and it's actually really interesting, I swear. The first episode sucks, I'm going to warn you.
Great. Glad we're
Wonderful.
really starting strong.
Delightful. Sensational.
I
Can
will
we
force you guys to like this.
okay.
Holy
I submit to
Jesus.
my demise.
We have no choice. We have to do this now.
I didn't think there'd be this much, like, fucking force against
I
me,
mean,
but
like,
okay.
If it's all right in the end, if I enjoy it in the end, but just like Connor's despair is kind of bleeding over into me a bit.
It's one of
I
those
can feel it.
one of those things that I've just tried to avoid for a while, like flipping Kantai Collection, which is basically the same thing, except they're warships.
Just girls.
I feel like
People like
Kantai
ship
is a
girls.
lot more, like, bigger than Girls with Panzer, though.
Yeah, Kantai Collection has so many different things, mostly porn.
Oh,
Yeah, it'd be like that.
well
I think
then.
the only one that the only franchise that beats it out in that department is either Madoka or Evangelion.
What, in the porn?
Yeah,
I'm not an expert in this.
I think Evangelion was number 1 for a really long time.
Isn't, like,
yeah, it's
Toho big or
Evangelion.
some shit?
No, not as much.
Hmm.
But if you go to like a convention and you look up doujins, all of it, like half of it will be Kantai Collection and Evangelion, like for sure.
Wow.
That's where the money's at, I guess.
It really is.
I saw, like, a post. It was people arguing recently over the best girl in Evangelion, and then somebody replies with, you guys have been doing this for, like, 20 years.
Okay, first of all, it's not Asuka.
It's not, and one of them was arguing that, and God, but that's a different day.
That's just not right.
It's just not right.
There's no good characters.
There's no
Just
good
Pen.
argument.
According to Connor, it's just Pen.
It's just Pen, yeah.
It's just been
Pen.
Just the penguin.
Congratulations.
I don't know. I like the older
Congratulations.
girls, the older women.
Yeah,
The
they
only
weren't
good
as terrible.
character in Evangelion is Jet alone. The American robot that they have to shut down. That has the
I don't
goofy
know that
on
one.
with
What?
arms.
That's in like 5 minutes of showtime.
Yes,
Like total.
entirely because he's actually just a Godzilla reference.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
Fucking, he's
Of
Jet
course,
Jaguar.
Of course you know that.
He's Jet
Of
Jaguar. He's the best boy, Jet Jaguar. It's literally a
Right,
combination of like
Mitch.
his actual name, Jet Jaguar, and his original name, which was Red Alone, because he was designed by a fucking child.
Minutes
Toddler.
since last Godzilla lore
0.
reference.
Also, we're gonna bring up Evangelion in every single one of these. We have so far.
I mean, hey, the first 2 title
We
cards
have?
were
Really?
Eva themed.
We brought up Evangelion in every single episode.
I mean,
Well,
it's
that's a streak.
inevitable.
Gotta keep that streak going, I guess.
Evangelion is just so influential. It's
I will keep
ridiculous.
doing it until the rebuild is complete.
Never.
2 years from now, supposedly.
Maybe
That means I have 2 years to watch Evangelion.
If it's not coming out in 2 years, it's not coming out.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Hideaki Anno, but we do not trust you.
I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Hey, you know it's
Hideaki
bad
Anno.
when the likelihood of a Metal Gear Solid movie is much more possible and closer to being like a thing.
The thing, okay, no, Shrek 5 is gonna come before the rebuild's end.
Shrek 5 was
What a
inevitable.
world we live in. What a world.
Shrek 5 is going to come out and more people are going to see it because that's how the world works.
I mean, rebuild what, 4?
Yes.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be like the final one.
No, it's supposed to be like, this is Hideaki Anno saying, fuck it, I'm done. I'm not doing any more Evangelion. I'm done.
I mean, he's like
That's what it's
clinically
supposed to be.
depressed, so I kind of get that.
I mean, I would be too if I had to keep remaking the show.
For 20 years. Wasn't it his idea? What
It was his idea. Well, I think the real problem was like the original show didn't end the way he wanted it to.
I mean, that's why I thought he did the rebuild.
30 years of the same thing forever.
It's
Like,
crazy.
Imagine.
It's crazy to me that original Evangelion was not his vision, but it still is one of the most influential anime ever created.
If people if once the rebuild is done and people say that the original's better, I'm gonna scream.
I mean, what if it is though?
I don't know. I
it's
haven't
all
seen
for
the rebuild
nothing.
yet because I'm waiting for it to not be finished ever.
Me too. I haven't seen End of Evangelion yet.
Watch that.
I gotta
I
wait
have to watch Evangelion itself. Like I haven't even, because I just started watching anime like a year ago.
Finish Gurren.
I'm almost there. I want to watch the last 4 episodes all at once in one
I
go.
watched like all of the episodes all at once, so you have no
Because
excuse.
you're not human.
I
Fuck
just
you.
sat there. It was
Watching
a
anime
summer
is
day.
hard.
I was like, I'm gonna watch a show. This one looks cool, and I started at the beginning of the day, sat there, and watched it to the end.
Do you guys know what the strategy is?
What?
What?
You have to take your face off.
You have to take your face off?
End the podcast. It's over.
Good pause.
Goodbye.
End it.